How's it going today, guys? Welcome back to The Average. I have Cody on here. Now, he is going to jump in, tell you a little bit about himself. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yes, brother. Thank you so much for having me, man. Yeah, it's been it's quite a journey, and actually, that journey has been. I'll tell you where I'm at right now, man. I'm currently building a course completely free for everybody to take, so they can learn YouTube. But I had to spend countless hours after liver failure and literally study that platform in and out, get monetized, do all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'll talk about that later, man. So it's such a good time right now because everyone's online, just like this, man. I get a chance to hang out
Definitely.
with you. And yeah, man, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. So let's just rewind a little bit and go back to how you first got started in business. So how did you get into this space and when did you get into this space?
Good question. Let's say I've been in the industry, marketing, advertising, the sales, probably coming up just over 16 years. I actually started by selling newspapers outside grocery stores. And I was that guy that's like, hey, man, you want to help me save for college? I wasn't planning on going to college at all. And I got good at using, we'll say, my cuteness and then the art of conversation and persuasion and then, just negotiation in general. I was a DJ, professional DJ for 16 years. I used to play with celebrities, play with Skrillex, Lil Jon, Loretta, all over Utah, California, San Francisco, all over the place, Vegas, did all the big raves and all that stuff. And what had happened with that is when you do really well in that scene, you kind of get wrapped up in it. And one of the biggest things that happens is your body starts to give out. And actually, that's how my liver failed. Is too much alcohol over an extended period of time. And that is what started me. Once I lost everything, I lost my house, my car, my job, all of my money, everything that I worked for, it was just taken away from me. And I was in a city that I've never lived in before at this point. I had to completely restart. And that was actually one of those moments where it's like, what do you do? Or what, more importantly, what do you want to do? You've lost everything. Now you're free to do anything. What do you want to do? And for me, just given my upbringing and given that I've been in tech, I'm a graphic designer, professional, given that I've been editing videos, I've done snowboarding, skateboarding, vans, all over the place, hanging around. I could take all of these things and what do I want to do? I want to help other people succeed. I believe that my purpose in life is to not just be a support system, but provide we'll say a service or an opportunity for those that could benefit in ways that I wish I had when I was growing up. That would have stopped me from doing a lot of weird stuff as a kid and as an adult. So that's actually my first step into business is now that I've got nothing, what do I want and how do I get it? And that was my first, my first pivotal moment into starting to build businesses.
Right. So, kind of going into the medical part, when you were down and you were out after you lost everything, obviously there's a huge mindset shift you have to take place in order to start your own business and pick yourself back up again. And it's a lot harder the second time than it was the first time. And just speaking with experience out of that, but when you were picking back up, how did you know? Obviously you have so many different skill sets and so many different options you could have took. How did you whittle it down? Okay, YouTube's going to be my thing. Helping people is going to be my thing. This is what I know and can do.
That's a great question. I love that. It came down to a situation where I lost my ability to walk. So I was on my deathbed, meaning that I had signed my life away, advance directive. What do you want? Who do you want to speak for you? Now that you can't speak for yourself, what do you want us to do with your body type stuff? So I was in ICU twice. They were basically saying, you're not going to live. And 4 hospitals, man, 250 hours of torture. And so you could only imagine how much weight that actually is on your mindset, especially after losing everything. You thought you had it all and now it's just gone, right? So that's a really great question. How do you take your current situation, but also backed on your entire life experience and then whittle it down, just chip away at all those things and then figure out what you actually want to do? Well, we'll say on a medicinal level, I had to get cognitive again. It means that I didn't drive a car. I didn't go to the gym for 6 months. I was in recovery. I was on 19 pills a day. just to function, right? I had to get my appetite back, everything. And part of that, being in IT for so long, was being online, right? Where do people go when they're online? The number one website in the world, Google. The
Mhm.
second most visited website in the world, YouTube. And I went to the Art Institute of Los Angeles, and that was as it for graphic design and animation. And so, as a graffiti artist, as a digital artist, as someone who practices the art of honest expression, Bruce Lee, I realized that in order for me to feel human again, I need to continue expressing myself creatively through art. And so then I started thinking about this. Well, I can't get hired over here. My resume is either too good or they're not hiring. I don't have enough experience to go into retail or anything like that. So they're not going to hire me for minimum wage stuff. And there's nobody hiring. Plus, I don't even know what I'm doing anyway. So what can I really do? And it was that moment that I'm like, okay, I want to be one of the best Photoshop artists. Actually, I just want to express myself to the best of my ability. And I'm not sure where I saw it, but this is a couple years ago. This is when like vlogs were starting to be like the thing. So document your
Mhm.
process, right? Show everybody everything you've got going on. And so I was like, you know what? How about I just like show people what it takes to go from zero in Photoshop to like a cinema poster, something you'd see outside a movie theater, right? So I started documenting that process. And when I was doing that, I started to really, really get passionate about it because there's nothing stopping me. I'm the one I'm giving myself permission to enjoy myself. So I'm expressing myself and I'm getting cognitive again. All my art is starting to become something really, really in depth. And then I'm starting to understand YouTube. And then from there, I started to realize that, hell, I can make money from this platform. I can get paid to do what I love. Let me start on YouTube. So I was spending all of my time not just like understanding YouTube, but also advancing my Photoshop skills. And so I was working on both those platforms at the same time. So every waking moment was on YouTube and in Photoshop and creating videos and simplifying my process. And in so much study, in going, I'm not DJing anymore, I'm not in sales anymore, I'm not in marketing anymore, I'm not doing any of these things. I'm only focusing on what makes me happy, which is my arts and my family. I am I was able to monetize my channel in only 3 months, where normally it would take between 3 and 5 years for Google and YouTube to go, you've got enough traffic, we would like to run ads on your channel. And every time someone sees one of those ads, we want to pay you. So I did that in like 3.5 months. And that was the trip. That's when I really knew that I understood search engine optimization. I understood what it takes to get views, what it takes to get watch time, what it takes to get people to engage and share and do all this stuff. And then it was a situation which has led me to this exact moment is someone came to me and said, even though I was being paid between 12 and $50 per episode I released, someone came to me and said, hey, I will pay you a couple $1,000s to teach me what you did. And that was the moment that I'm like, all right, I can't just do it for you. I have to show you step by step. And then in showing this person, I fell in love with being a mentor and a coach. And then I realized I was consulting. And then I really fell in love with it. And I realized that what I wanted to really do was help other people succeed. And then that is when I really found my purpose. I'm like, this is it. This is what I want to do. And that's how I started building AFIT ID, the Mantis program, the Course Creators Academy. I did it all the wrong way for so long, even after I found purpose. And it was through doing it the wrong way that I figured out the right way. And that's why I can help people achieve what I do now and what I have now in a matter of months instead of a matter of years. Super duper cool, super fun.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful, man. I have a similar story, except I'm like set in affiliate marketing and like teaching people how to market and everything. And I didn't fall in love with it until I started doing it. And then I was like, wait, I could get paid for doing what I love. Hold on, like it's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
So going back to your YouTube and when you were doing Photoshop and doing YouTube, like how did them videos look? Were you just like showing people how to do stuff in Photoshop as you were learning them skills and just posting out content like that, just slowly building your brand and name?
Love it. So what I was doing was, I was recording my screen. And so I'd spend, between 5 and 7 hours creating this piece. And it would be nonstop. I'd be sitting here recording and I have tons of footage. I've got hours. And then I have to condense all of that time. I'm not going to put 7 hours, 12 hours up on YouTube. You're not going to watch it. So I condensed everything to between 5 and 7 minutes. And so it was a speed, what was that? I just sped everything up. It was like 300%, sometimes 400. And I'm a break dancer. I'm in the gym every day. I'm doing backflips. I'm defying gravity. Been doing that since I was a little girl. Right. And so I have this hip hop culture in me. So I started putting on these like, hip hop, jams. Then I was also a DJ. So I had all these crazy like DJ influences. And so I turned it kind of into a music video. So you get the introduction of me. I talk about mindset. I talk about, recovery, finding purpose. That's really, I had to figure out a way. What did I really want to talk about? How was I going to get people to look at me seriously and go, this guy knows what he's talking about, and it has nothing to do with Photoshop. How do I get these people to really understand that my entire existence is going into the creation of what you're about to watch? So that's when my influences like Gary Vee, Sam Ovens, Frank Kern, I would talk about these people and I would dedicate episodes to them. So I get to talk about my strengths and the things that I've had to overcome, get their engagement and go, and this is my interpretation of what I felt at that moment. And then it was really cool. So that's how the episodes went. And that's on a channel called Better Than Bad Photoshop. Really, really cool, man.
Sweet. That is really cool. So after you started monetizing, how did your videos like change? Like, did they change? Did the process change? Did your messaging change? Like, what was the switch over from that?
That's a good question. And actually, no one's asked me that before. And to be completely honest, there was that moment when I was like, holy crap, I can get paid. I am getting paid. Because the thing is they don't just like monetize you. They show you how much you've already made. So I had reached the requirements. I had thousands of subscribers. I had, what was it, 4,000 plus hours watched of my stuff already, only in 30 episodes in 3 months. It's crazy. And so they showed me this money and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, all right. This is interesting now because now it's not just fun. Now I could actually make a living doing this. And what I did notice is my relation to money at that point was very different than it is now. And it had nothing to do with the amount of money. Yes, I have an abundance now. I've worked really hard for that and I share that. But the reality is my personal connection with money had been desperate. And my desperate mindset, being given this opportunity, granted, I created that for myself. I am still not in a healthy mindset at that point. I'm still trying to make money, thinking that's what's going to make me happy and all those things. And so my relationship, to my videos did shift a little bit because now it's not just for the sake of growth. It's for the sake of survival now. And it switched the way I did the videos. And I actually noticed that even we'll say half-assing videos, they're still really good, but I can look at videos and go, I remember why I made this. I made this to see how much money I can get out of it. And it wasn't until I looked at the analytics that I was like, man, I just need to keep doing what I'm doing, stop thinking so much about this and keep doing what I love. And then I'll eventually continue to attract that abundance and that financial, those resources. And that's a really good question, man. I'm glad you asked that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because I kind of went through the same thing as I started it as kind of like my own career path. And when people started like taking notice and everything, I definitely saw a switch in how I did content, how I did everything. I was just curious if you related to that. But on like a note, as of now, your relationship with money and relationship with business and how everything is applied, what skill sets do you think were key to producing? Obviously, there's a bunch of skill sets that you need to produce scalability to where you're able to do what you are now. What kind of were the key points that you had to go through to do that?
The first thing that my real shift in my mindset and my understanding of life and everything was figuring out what happiness actually was to me, because I was in a completely different place. All the people I knew, they're gone. All of the things I did, I don't do. Everything is different. And it took me a while to realize that that's what I actually wanted. Even though I was by myself and everyone's at work and kids are at school and all this stuff, it's just me. And so I needed to figure out what happiness really meant to me. Did I need something? Was it something basic? Was it something big? Was it stuff? Is it just a feeling? what I realized is that I was the happiest I've ever been, even though I had the least I've ever had. And that's because I had none of the drama, none of the people, none of those psychological nuances of like oppression from my old life. You know, I'm recovered, I'm getting healthy, I feel good. And being able to enjoy yourself, being able to hang out with you. I always ask this question, man, would you hang out with you? Because if you would, you're doing pretty good. And if you wouldn't, then you know what you would want to work on because you could point those things out. And so that skill set, the shift, once again, I had to invest in numerous courses. The best thing I ever did for myself was invest in the information on how to shift my current existence, as positive and beautiful as I felt it was, into a business mindset that's based on abundance and growth. When you shift yourself, when you actively work every day, doesn't mean it's difficult. You get good at anything you practice. When you put yourself in a genuinely curious position and you are really interested in growing into the best version of yourself, people take notice. The universe conspires to make you happy. You get really good at receiving these opportunities. And more importantly, you get even better at taking them. And even better, you create them out of nowhere, man. And every time you turn around, it's just another opportunity. It's just more happiness, more success. And it's so cool. And I'll say the second, maybe even third most important thing that that I had to do is I really had to determine what success was to me, what it actually meant to be successful. And then I realized that in order for me to be successful, whatever that means, I needed to feel successful. And in order for me to feel successful, I had to help other people succeed. That's where I was like, my purpose in life right here. As long as I'm helping someone move forward in life, I'm serving my purpose. I feel more successful. Therefore, I attract more success. It's amazing, man. And that is just the mindset. Forget about the tech, forget about the marketing, all that stuff. That comes in later, but you got to get you dialed in first.
Absolutely. That is 110% the truth. And that's for anything, regardless what type of business you're in. Now, on your videos and your current like YouTube presence and everything, what are you focusing on now compared, because obviously you've kind of moved out of the graphic space a little bit. What are your like main focuses that you help your students with or that you're helping them overcome with?
That's a good one. And what I love most is that when you figure out who you are, you're constantly true to yourself and you know when you're lying to you. You hold yourself accountable. And so here's where I'm at right now is once again, I run the Mantis program, Course Creators Academy, the Brand Ambassadors program, numerous partnerships. I've got 400 affiliates, but I've got 8, agency clients. Like I'm stacked. And it's just nonstop. And in between all that, I find myself back on YouTube. And this is me listening to the universe. I've been labeled as the YouTube dude. And
Mhm.
it doesn't matter where I go or what I do. Someone's like, you want to talk to Kohdi about YouTube? You want to do it? And so because I keep repeating the same stuff, and I'll do an hour video here, 2 hours there for a summit, and then I'll record all these things, I'm now finding myself going, all right, well, I'm really good at YouTube, right? And now I've grown from struggling on that platform and trying to make money from it to showing people how to amplify their own existence, express themselves on that platform, and literally create a universe that contributes to their success in their future, all by going back to YouTube, which is so interesting. Because now I've got the Hitchhiker's Guide to YouTube, which is an absolutely free course right now until we finish it. I'm just taking everyone's questions and I'm answering everything, but I'm recording. I'm talking about going into the absolute depths. Now I know even more about SEO. Now I know more about design. Now I know more about connection and communication, the psychological elements, the video editing, all of that stuff. And that came after I got off the platform. Now I get a chance to go back and go, dude, check this out. Let's take your video, let's transcribe it, let's turn it into a blog, and then let's link that to your website and get all this crazy organic traffic. And then let's put an affiliate product in there and run traffic back to your email campaign and then your website. And let's opt in and follow up. It's just crazy now. And I've been doing it for so long. Nothing gets easier. You just get really good at it. You get better. just like lifting weights. They don't get lighter, you just get better at lifting them. And so at this point, it's so interesting starting on YouTube and being in a position to where I can go, I'm putting you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of steps further than I was when I first got on the platform. And that's why I have numerous people who are going, how did I get 1,000 views on my first video on YouTube? It's because you're following the Hitchhiker's Guide to YouTube. You guys are straight up utilizing everything that I've learned. And it's so cool, man. So I love looking back at it in retrospect. I think it's a different thing. But with that said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say but, and with that said, now that I'm on the platform again, the Hitchhiker's Guide to YouTube is showing people, first off, how to, do all these things for the channel, but it's actually creating a channel from scratch. So now I'm back on the platform. What I'm talking about now is different. It's in the same ballpark, but it's different. It's packed with power, passion, proof, abundance, love, connection, understanding, reality, trials, and failures, and learning. Like everything that I needed to put myself in this position is now going back onto that platform and going, let me save you years of struggle and show you how to get the information you need. Use that to make a profit. That's why the channel is called Get It, Use It, Profit. Super cool, man.
Dude, I love it. I love it. I'm definitely gonna have to give you guys a follow for sure.
Thank you.
So on the side with all of your affiliates and like the training and everything, how are you, what's your systems and processes on that? Like, is it like a group coaching type deal? Is it like one-on-one? Like, how do you have that all set up?
Good question. A little bit of both. So let me jump into what just happened yesterday. If you've never heard of an app called Marco Polo, it has been downloaded millions and millions of times. They've got a 4.8 rating in the App Store. Absolutely phenomenal. It's a video chat platform. It's incredible. It actually brought my family back together because we're all over the place. You could just sit and record. Like, for instance, this morning, I had a team session with the leaders, and I'm just sitting here, I'm doing push-ups, and I'm like having this conversation. It's recording. I hit stop. They can go watch it whenever they want to and then respond to that. You can leave comments and like react to it. It's super cool. Well, I was just accepted into the leadership program for that app. I'm actually one of their latest leaders, and I get to use their platform to lead 2 teams of 100. Now, so that's one new element that we're going to be able to implement as they expand. So I'm really, really excited about that. I'm putting people on my wait list right now. They're saying, hey, who's interested? Let's start making this happen. So I'll send a link to everybody. You guys can sign up as soon as that leadership platform goes live. You guys will have access to that. Now, in regards to affiliate marketing, the reality with marketing in general is we actually call it neo-marketing, which is the new way to market, which is if you're selling something or it feels like you're selling something, then you are, and you're doing it wrong. Nobody likes to be sold. Everyone likes to buy. So how do you get someone to open their wallets peacefully and happily and buy something from you? What we do is either in a group setting, we'll either go live, we'll go and do a Zoom recording and put it into the group so everyone can watch it whenever they want. We will do a Marco Polo thing. So that's something new we're going to do, get everybody in there and then start answering their questions. We're working with people from 120 different countries right now. So the team is awesome. And then we also have our websites and our portals, and then the groups, and then emails, and then YouTube and all of those things. So there's no one way to learn, but what I have noticed and the things that are most important between affiliate marketing in general and affiliate marketing, network marketing, whatever anyone wants to call it, is the fundamentals of any type of sale comes from the connection between one human and another. The reason why I am here now is from something I did years ago, brother. I set my brand in motion a long time ago, and it's been recycled so well that it landed in your lap, and you're like, hey man, we should totally hang out. Absolutely. But this is my introduction to you right now, but I did something right over there. So with that said, I teach, share, and show people how to create connections, how to have healthy conversations, On an advanced level, we talk about how to guide a conversation, how to get people to come to their own conclusions, online and offline, lots of the art of negotiation. And so once again, we can utilize all of those tools, and everyone learns differently. So we like to kind of group people and go, these people like to learn visually. These people are all into ebooks. These people right here need the one-on-one. So we will set up those types of situations and make that happen for them. It's super fun.
Definitely. I'm in the same boat. I basically do the same thing inside of affiliate marketing. I find once I reached over like 200 affiliates, I started to kind of have to systematize it a little bit because you can't necessarily give everybody your one-on-one time. So I like strategy call it all out and everything. Now back to the YouTube and everything. When you first started to monetize it, when you first started to go through that, um, was it like a direct thing where YouTube reached out to you and like, hey, you have so many followers or subscribers, I want to give you paid ads, or did you have to find affiliate links and work with companies and get all that set up?
What's cool with that is YouTube is upfront with everything. They go, if you want to be considered for monetization, you have to meet these requirements. And those requirements are you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers, right? At this very moment, before releasing a single video, I think I have 82 subscribers on a channel with 0 videos. How is that even possible, right? So that's cool. It's a good step forward. So when I release a video today, because the module 3 opens tomorrow, they don't have thousands of views on that, and the channel will actually be making some moves. So when I figured out that you had to reach those requirements, then I started going, okay, how fast can I reach this? Can I use my IT skills and get there faster? Or do I have to go through a system? You gotta do this. You gotta put in the work. You gotta put in the promotion and all of those things. And the other requirement is you have to have 4,000 hours watched, which is basically 240,000 minutes. So the way I break that down is if you have one video at 1 minute long, it needs to be watched 240,000 times. But if you have one video at 2 minutes, that's 120,000 views. It gets a little bit easier. And so when you break all those things down, then you start to realize your engagement, what you can do, the different things that work in the different niches that you're in. So the way I speak to affiliate marketers isn't the same as I'm going to speak to a gamer.
Right.
But if I'm marketing a product in both of those niches, then I'm able to kind of like work around, once again, those fundamentals and still get engagement on YouTube and then forward that engagement over to Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. It's just crazy, man. Network marketing is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, definitely. So when are you using like ClickFunnels or anything like that for your websites, or how are you building out your websites and all that?
Websites, I used to build on WordPress, which was super awesome. Super duper powerful. I was one of those guys that was like, I have 100 plugins. Why doesn't my website work? Well, you only need like 8 at max, right? So I've got WooCommerce and I'm selling products and shirts, and then I have different services, different packages. So WooCommerce really became my go-to. I spent a lot of time in there really solidifying that, creating funnels, building. One of my favorite plugins to use is called Brizzy. They have Brizzy Pro. It's really drag and drop, really easy to use on WordPress. And then I was turned on to a website called Anunnaki. And I'll talk about this the day I dive in. Anunnaki, the creator, he basically said, look, ClickFunnels is amazing, right? I want to do something better. And so he did. And he doesn't even promote it. He just put it in the hands of a bunch of affiliate marketers and web designers. And we've been sharing that on their behalf, right? It's millionaires continuing to make millions off this super incredible platform called Anunnaki. And it's like $20, and it just comes with every integration you can imagine. It's super duper fast. It's lightweight. You can build courses on there. You can have your membership sections. It's your CRM. It's everything. Super cool. But that is not my go-to right now. Right now, I'm on Kartra. Kartra is by far one of the most powerful platforms I've ever been on. I am going to be shifting some of the back end to be hosted on WordPress, but it will be powered by Kartra. And this is where all those funnels come in, because the actual administrative tech end of a functioning $1 million funnel is not just the 1, 2, 3 page upsell, downsell. it's the follow-ups, it's the tagging, it's the leads, it's the grouping, it's all of these things. So you can treat everybody and speak to them as if it's only them in the world, which is so cool. And so I know everybody that's, you know, interested in YouTube. I know everybody that's clicked on all my Instagram links. I can curate everything and you know, trigger upsells, and I can send blasts out to only those people. And the coolest part about it is I'm able to do it all at the same time and put people into numerous categories. So I know you've only made it 30 seconds through this video, but I also know you're interested in YouTube. So you're primed for this specific offer that I have. So I'm going to send that back to you, you know, in a couple days. And if you don't open that email, I also know you didn't do that. So I'm going to follow up with another one to let you know you didn't open my last one. And then when you click that, you're tagged and you're over here. It's crazy, man. So the tech part of it is like so much fun, and you just get better at it. And so now we're able to build systems for people just like that, up to $10, $20, $30,000 sometimes. Super fun. And you know, it's also the honest expression of self. How deep can I really go down this rabbit hole?
Definitely. So kind of taking it to current present day, have you noticed, because I personally have, and like almost every single person I've done interviews with over the past, I call it the quarantine weeks, is we're just all trapped in here. But I ask everybody how pre-corona and current corona, is there a marketing change that you had to do? Is there a shift that you had to take to kind of adjust to everything going on?
Here's some. I'm actually looking at my calendar right now. Nothing is different. Now, here's actually what is happening. There's two things that I've noticed. Now, this could be a coincidence. It could be the 2020 thing, because when we all came into 2020, we're stoked for a whole new century to start, right? That was amazing. And then we all kind of want to reset the universe at this point. We're like, can we just go back? Can we unplug it and plug it back in? This is not what we expected at all. So the two things that are happening right now is people are taking this forced quarantine situation, life or death situation, and going, what do I want to do with my time? This is the perfect time in history to get the information you need to build an organization, a company, a product, a service. Get online. If you've never been online, now is the time to spend that time. I'm telling you, if you're not online and if you don't have something to offer the universe, then what's happening is you're stuck doing the 9 to 5. You're stuck doing the 40 hours a week. You're stuck trading your time for money. Now you have all the time on the planet and no one's paying you for this stuff, right? What do you want to do, right? So people are buying courses, right? And that's the Mantis program. Mantis is, first off, the start to finish on the 10 most important areas of business, starting from your idea. Take that back. Actually, number one is mindset. It's that development. It's really putting yourself in a position that's going to prepare you for the other 9 modules of this. It's every single thing that I personally needed to do to build my company to where it is right now. And so I go through everybody with all of that. The difference between a typical coaching platform is they also get the mentorship. So not only do you get to watch and go and interact with everything online, you get access to the calendar too. So I can plug all of these things in specifically to what you are doing and help you grow your own organization instead of just saying, here, take it. I'm tired of saying it. That's one of the things that people are doing. They're taking more courses, including myself. If I'm not teaching something, I'm learning something. The other thing is people are taking their knowledge and putting it online. Knowledge is never going to die. If you've got specialized knowledge, brother, if you've got something that is in your head, you have something or know something that other people don't, at minimum, if only 1% of the population was interested in that information, that's 70 million people that want what's in your mind and they're willing to pay for it. This is where being a decent network marketer, this is where having a system in place, getting that information out of your head, getting it online is one of the most profitable things you could ever possibly do in your lifetime. And right now is the time to do that because we've got time. So if you can create a course, even something small, get it out there, charge a couple bucks or a lot of bucks for it. People are spending money out of boredom. People are spending money out of security. People are spending money out of control. Like they see all of these buying habits are kicking in right now because what are they going to do? Now, So with that, like I said, people are buying courses and people are creating courses. And when the economy starts to, we'll say, boom again, things get back to quote unquote normal, whatever that means, then if you've got a product or service or the information you need to put a product or service out there, then you're in an incredibly advantageous position to change your financial future, and not just your financial future, but figure out what happiness is, finally feel successful, do something that you create in abundance, change your relationship to yourself and everything else. It's crazy. Right now is a perfect time for growth. And I'm excited, honestly.
Dude, I'm literally right there with you. Everything has been exploding since Corona for my personal business and my coaching and consulting, and like it's just
Yeah.
amazing the opportunity that's available now. And like looking at it via like 08, 09 when everything hit the tank, then if you look at all the giant tech companies that came out of that, it's the same opportunity that we have now. Like that's gonna happen all again. So it's gonna be crazy to see what happens in the next 6 months to a year and all the new crazy stuff that comes out. Um,
Seriously. 100%. People are going to be in this position of, I don't ever want to feel helpless again. Like this is, granted, we're all coming together, and I gotta hand it to Corona. I've said this for years. Until we're all faced with the same fear, none of us are all going to fully come together. And it's not a volcano that's about to erupt. The world is like imploding on itself. It's healing itself, and we all have to kind of suffer the wrath of something that we've, contributed to, and it kind of sucks. It really does suck. And when it'll never be over, but when we are all in a better place, then people are going to go, I want in. How do I do this? I want this information. And the people who are online in this realm are going to be in a really cool place to help those people and go, look, man, I'm not trying to take all your money, but I do want you to be set up. So this is what's going to be best for you.
Definitely. So kind of going back, we'll kind of use this as the closing question. If you could go back, like today's present mindset, today's present income, everything that you have going on, if you could take all that information and just go back to when you first started, what would be one thing or five things that you would tell yourself, like, do this, don't wait on this, like this is a very small, minute thing, like just jump on in. Like what were some key things like that?
I would say fall in love with the process, man. Life is an experience. And if you continue to focus on the destination, you are not experiencing what's happening in front of you right now. You've got to fall in love with the moments that you're in right now. You've also got to understand that the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So if you practice procrastination on your dishes over here, you're going to practice procrastination in sending that email or responding to that person or making that phone call or making that deposit or paying that guy or taking that opportunity. It doesn't matter. So if you continue practicing these bad habits, you're going to get really, really good at them, really good at them, to the point where you're the best. And the best at being, a horribly, we'll say, trained marketer or person in general, it's not necessarily the best thing. And the other thing that I would say is, look, man, you've survived absolutely every single thing that has ever happened to you, ever. You got this, man. You're set. You're never going to be a winner, because for you to be a winner, that indicates that there has to be a loser. You're just winning, man. Either you're winning or you're learning. There's no trying, man. In the act of trying, you are doing, brother. Just keep doing this. Stay true to you. Learn. Put yourself in a position to be genuinely curious about other people. Be genuinely curious on why things are and why they're not. And use that information to build you into the best version of you. The sooner you become the person you want to hang out with and you truly aren't lying to yourself, the sooner the whole world is going to want to provide opportunities for you so you can hang out with yourself. Not worry about anything else. Really cool, man. I like that.
Dude, I really love that. Like really, really love that, because I truly, truly, truly believe in that. That's something that I teach heavily, and that's something, as I've been a mentor, I've noticed that a lot of people struggle not with the processes and systems, because that's easy to reteach and give people. Even at a free level, you can hand them the systems, but everybody struggles with that mindset. Like, can I do this? Am I really going to be able to do this? And it's like, yeah, you can do it. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's actually, going back to YouTube, that's the episode that I just recorded today. It's talking about literally everything that you just asked me. And I split them in, instead of doing, you know, like long 12-hour video condensed to 5, I'm actually just speaking for 10 minutes about a specific topic and then cutting it into the most valid points that contribute to that, which is really cool. And so with that, we talk about mindset. And here's one of the things that I have noticed. People think it's a joke. They really, really think that if they continue with, I'll say it like this. This is one of the best pieces of information I ever received, to the point where it still affects me today. Is this millionaire someone that I was willing to like rob a bank to work with? He helped me. He made me want to do it. He said something to me. He controlled my mind. And I'm like, what's happening? I don't even have money. Why do I want to rob a bank for you? Right? He said this to me. He says, look, the reason you're not successful right now is because you are not capable of being successful. You don't have what it takes, period. And if you continue defending those beliefs and continue doing exactly what you're doing, keep in mind, those are your beliefs. Defend them all you want, but they're not helping you move forward. So you've got to let go of that pride and that ego and that all of those thoughts that keep you who you are, and you need to become the best version of yourself. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what you do, period. It's crazy, man.
That is the pure facts. And kind of revert back to something funny that happened to me yesterday. Is I was on an interview with a guy that I've personally looked up to for the past couple of years, and I was like, holy crap, like you're the dude, like I'm aspiring to be you. And like we went through this giant interview and everything, and then we started going back and forth, and he was like, bro, you know, I've been looking up to you for years. And I was like, wait, what? You've been looking up to me? Hold on, wait. Like it was crazy, and I had that huge mindset shift. It was just great. But yeah, dude, I love the information that you dropped, and I definitely appreciate you having you on the average, and I appreciate everything, and you have a wonderful day.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate your time, brother. Thank you for having me.